I hope that you can join me today as I present medications number 25 through 32 in this fourth episode of Med Wednesday.
Tune in as Interpret Your World's co-founder, Juan Prieto, talks about the highlights of his workday as a professional medical video remote interpreter. If you are aspiring to learn something new and gain insight into what the world of medical interpretation is really like, then you've come to the right place. Follow along as Juan talks not only about his success, but the daily challenges he has to overcome to become a better interpreter each and every day. This is Unwind Sessions with Juan Prieto.
So to start off this Med Wednesday, Med-Wed Med Wednesday, Wednesday, September 8th, 2021. Today I took a total of 25 sessions. Like always, a mix between audio and video sessions, right? I had a couple of audio sessions today. I was lucky enough to have some pretty long sessions, two of them, and I was on hold for most of the time. One of them was just shy of an hour and the other one was a little bit over an hour, so it was nice. I had a little bit of time to relax, you know, reflect upon life, all that fun stuff that we do while we're on hold, right? Mine's limbo. We're just waiting for the provider to get there. All right, so yeah, just 25 sessions, and I'm trying to think if I had any audio sessions, but I don't think I did. And if I did, they were probably very brief. I don't even remember them. I felt lucky the other day. I was getting so many audio sessions, and now none. This really sucks. But anyways, at least I'm getting some hold time, right? So that is always good. All right, I would like to take this time to remind you that we are still trying to get to 100 likes on MIP 21, and once we get to 100 likes, by the way, I'm gonna leave a link up here and down here somewhere. By the time we get to 100 likes, we're gonna be picking. We're gonna let you comment until 100 likes. Once that video gets to 100 likes, we're gonna pick 2 comments at random, and whoever those comments belong to, those people are gonna get exclusive links to MIP 22. We're gonna give them a chance to record their interpretations and send them over to us. So you still have plenty of time. I forgot to check, but I think we still have like 30 likes, so there's still plenty of time, guys. Get on it and win. Get that feedback. I know you want that feedback. And talking about feedback, guys, remember that we have a Patreon page for as little as just $1. You help motivate us to create much more content. And what do you get for that $1? We give you everything on that page. We give you all of the medical practice videos ad-free, scripts, answer sheets, vocabulary list, and much more content. And most importantly, you will forever win a place inside of our heart. All right, I am desperate for funding, so I'm gonna be giving you guys that commercial here at the beginning. All right, hopefully, what was it that one childhood friend told me one time? He said, I wish I had 1,000,000 friends. And I told him why, and then he said, that way I can borrow $1 from each of them. So I thought he was a genius back then. I still do. Imagine having 1,000,000 friends and getting $1 from each of them, right? Borrowing $1. But this time, I hope I have 1,000,000 patrons and that I can get $1 from each of you. That would really make my life worth living again. It's worth living now. It's just a saying. Don't think my life is not worth living. I am the opposite of not worth living in my mind. Of course, we all have our tastes, dislikes, and likes, right? Probably somebody looking at my life be like, whoa, no, I don't ever want his life, right? But if we look at somebody else's life, we'll be like, no, I don't want their life. I'm fine where I am, and I really, really love my life and where it's headed. So let's get started with today's highlight, and I had another highlight for you guys, but I forgot to write it down, and I've been trying to remember it, but it's gone. I'll probably remember tomorrow. If I remember tomorrow, I'll let you guys know, but that's what I said last time, and then I remembered, and then I forgot again, and then I just never remembered. So, but today, for today's highlight, I was reminded, you know how yesterday I was talking about kidney failure, right? When it reaches a certain level, they tell you that you either need dialysis or you need a kidney transplant, and I was not 100% sure on that thing, and I had forgotten, to be honest. I forgot, but it just so happens that they were talking about a lady's kidneys number, renal failure or kidney failure numbers, and they told her, this is what the lady said, the nurse. She said, well, based on your kidney numbers, I think you are doing very well, but Good Sam, that's a hospital, by the way, if you don't know, Good Sam said that a level of 90 means that is good. But 2 years ago, they were saying that any level over 60 was good. So, of course, if the nurse doesn't know, how do you expect me to know, guys, right? So I stopped feeling bad about that when she didn't even know. And then she said, but based on your numbers, I guess they're good, all right? So I took to the task of actually looking it up for you guys, and I learned something. Of course, I learned what I was there to learn, but I got a bonus word or a bonus term. I don't think you guys ever use this. I haven't used this in 4 years, but if you guys have to, then it's already here. So this is glomerular filtration rate. Yes, that's a hard word for me. I had to look up the pronunciation, and then I had to practice it before coming on camera. All right, so in Spanish is índice de filtración glomerular. So what is that? What is the GFR? It's abbreviated, by the way. So the glomerular filtration rate, the definition that kidney.org gives us is, this test is a measure of how well the kidneys are removing waste and excess fluid from the blood. It is calculated from the serum creatinine level using age and gender, with adjustment for those of African American descent. Normal GFR can vary according to age. As you get older, it can decrease. The normal value for GFR is 90 or above. So 90 or above is normal. A GFR below 60 is a sign that the kidneys are not working properly. So once it gets to 60, that means everything's gonna go downhill from there. That's not gonna recover. And once the GFR decreases below 15, one is at high risk for needing treatment for kidney failure, such as dialysis or kidney transplant. So once it reaches 15, is pretty much game over for almost everyone. There's rare individuals that can probably survive a little bit longer, but once it reaches below 15, transplant or dialysis. There's no or just dying. And I mentioned just dying because I had a session where a man didn't want to get dialysis, and he knew that a kidney transplant was not doable for him. He didn't have any family or anyone, and he wanted to die. He said he just didn't want to struggle through the dialysis, being in a hospital every day and stuff. And I don't know what happened to the gentleman, but they explained to him all of the different options he has, and that he can go on a transplant list and everything, but he just didn't want to do it. He said he was already tired of life. So I don't know what happened to that gentleman, but I mean, that's always an option as well, right? Dialysis, kidney transplant, or just leaving this world. And I mean, if you think about it, like, it's sad, right, that someone would want to die, but if you think about it, I mean, honestly, it takes a person with with a real strong mind to accept dialysis, because you guys probably are not aware of this, but the sessions that I've had with dialysis where it gets bad, and they vomit, they get nauseous, they feel bad for days, they get dizzy. So real mental fortitude, like honestly. So I don't blame that guy. I've never been through it myself, but maybe he had some people that he saw going through that, or I don't know. But yeah, it's sad that people would want to contemplate, like, would choose death over a procedure, right? That would save their life. But think about the procedure. It's tough, honestly. Of course, I am tempted to say that I would choose life, but of course, I don't know. We all change, right? Probably when I'm 65, and if I am ever faced with that decision, hopefully I'm not. I don't know. I can't say, right? You're 65, you probably don't have the strength. Like right now, I'll be like, yeah, definitely, give me dialysis. But maybe 65, I won't be that strong. I don't know, right? So hopefully that he got whatever felt what was best. All right, so let's get started. Today, the main dish, the main course of the evening, the thing that you are here to see, right? So the 300 most prescribed medications in the US, part 4. That's right. Today we are covering number 25. Did I tell you guys? 25 through 32. Yeah, that is correct. So remember that this list was obtained from clinicalc.com. The definitions were obtained from nhs.uk, rxlist.com, and medlineplus.gov. All right, so number 25 is, all right, this is Med right here, and this is brand name. Number 25 is Tramadol hydrochloride, and this is clorhidrato de tramadol, and this is Ultram. By the way, I've never heard of that brand name, never during my whole interpreting career, but Tramadol is a medication that all the time. It's a very common medication, of course, on the list. All of these medications are on the list, so I'm gonna mention if I've never heard like the brand name, right? Like in this case, every time it's Tramadol. Never heard Ultram in my life. I had to look it up. All right, so Tramadol is used to relieve moderate to moderately severe pain. Tramadol extended release tablets and capsules are used by people who are expected to need medication to relieve pain around the clock. Tramadol is in a class of medications called opiate, narcotics, analgesics. It works by changing the way the brain and the nervous system responds to pain. So this is a medication which is prescription only. This is a medication that you can get addicted to, and very bad if you don't follow the instructions. They have you sign a release note saying that you will use this medication correctly before they even get to give it to you, and there's a limited supply that they can provide each person. All right, number 26, Insulin Glargin, and this is Insulina Glargina, and the brand name is Lantus and Basaglar. I have heard both names, and but for the most part it'll just be insulin, unless there's a specific need, like if the person's taking 2 different types of insulin, then they will differentiate. But yeah, it's very common to hear Lantus or Basaglar. Lantus is much more common though, and brand names, you just leave them the same, right? So Lantus. So insulin glargin is used to treat type 1 diabetes, condition in which the body does not produce insulin and therefore cannot control the amounts of sugar in the blood. It is also used to treat people with type 2 diabetes, condition in which the body does not use insulin normally and therefore cannot control the amount of sugar in the blood, who need insulin to control their diabetes. In people with type 1 diabetes, insulin glargin must be used with another type of insulin. See, that's what I mean. A short-acting insulin. In people with type 2 diabetes, insulin glargin may be used with another type of insulin or with oral medications for diabetes. Insulin glargin is a long-acting, man-made version of human insulin. Insulin glargin works by replacing the insulin that is normally produced by the body and by helping move sugar from the blood into other body tissues where it is used for energy. It also stops the liver from producing more sugar. Now that is a very, very beautiful definition. That's why I kept it there. And honestly, guys, that's gonna be staple for diabetes education. So this whole definition, most of the time, about 90% of the time that you're giving diabetes education, you're gonna have to give that definition just right there, like how I said it, or something similar. So go ahead and remember all of that information, because it's very, very important, and you will use that whole definition sometime in your career. All right, let's go to number 27. Number 27, I made a mistake here, as you can see, but the medication is Bupropion, and it doesn't matter because Bupropion is the same in Spanish, Bupropion, and the medications here is Aplensin. I've never heard that before in my life, and Wellbutrin. Yes, I've had to name that in a session. And it also says that there's Wellbutrin SR, Wellbutrin XL. Who knows what the difference is, but just remember that. So this is used to treat depression. Bupropion is also used to treat seasonal affective disorder, sad episodes of depression that occur at the same time each year, usually in the fall and winter, but rarely occur in the spring or summer months. So seasonal affective disorder, SAD, SAD. Bupropion or Zyvan is used to help people stop smoking. Bupropion is in a class of medications called antidepressants. It works by increasing certain types of activity in the brain. Now, for this medication, I have nothing to say about it, really. It's not a medication. I've had a Wellbutrin, but this is not a medication that I've had a lot of sessions. I've not had to deal with this medication a lot, but I do remember that there is a medication that they usually offer for people to stop smoking. So this could be it. I mean, they offer the nicotine patches, and I mean this one's Zyvan, but honestly, I don't have that much experience with this medication, so there's nothing much else that I can say about it. All right, and for the next one, who doesn't know the following medication, right? Number 28, and this is Ibuprofen, in Spanish, Ibuprofeno, and the brand names, who doesn't know it? Come on, I'm gonna give you a little bit of time. If you probably saw that, but you probably didn't see that well. Come on, I know you know 2 brand names of ibuprofen. If you don't, let me tell you what they are: Advil and Motrin. So who doesn't know Advil and Motrin, right? They even sell, I think they even sell those here in Mexico, and just like that, they don't even change the brand name. Tylenol, I don't think they sell here in Mexico, but yeah, Motrin and Advil. I have to go to the pharmacy, so I'll look. I could just look on the internet, right? But I'm gonna go to the pharmacy, so I'll look there. That way I can be certain. Alright, so ibuprofen is an over-the-counter medicine used as a pain reliever and fever reducer associated with symptoms of inflammatory disease, osteoarthritis, rheumatoid arthritis, and menstrual cramps. Motrin may be used alone or with other medications. Motrin is a non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug or NSAIDs. Remember that? Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug NSAIDs, and remember that in Spanish as antiinflamatorio no esteroide. Medicamento antiinflamatorio no esteroide. Alright, remember that. It is not known if Motrin is safe and effective in children younger than 6 months of age. And they usually don't recommend it until 6 months of age. I think Tylenol you can give earlier, or acetaminophen, I'm sorry. No brands, right? So yeah, that one you can give earlier. I'm not sure if below 6 months, but yeah, I mean, ibuprofen is going to be this is not, I don't feel like this is like the first line of defense for doctors or for all around, unless there is a specific thing that they're actually prescribing it for. But for the most part, they will just prescribe it for a fever reducer or for muscle pain, but they usually just prescribe Tylenol first. And then if there is some reason why they need to prescribe ibuprofen, they prescribe ibuprofen, but they said never ever take it on an empty stomach. Take it with food because it'll cause an upset stomach. So yeah. Number 29. Oh, and another thing, they can be used interchangeably. I think ibuprofen metabolizes in the kidneys and acetaminophen in the liver. So if a person has kidney problems, they'll give them acetaminophen. If a person has liver problems, they will give them ibuprofen. All right, and number 29 is Rosuvastatina and Crestor. Definitely I've had to name Crestor in some sessions. Remember, everything that has statin at the end is to lower cholesterol, and rosuvastatin belongs to a group of medicines called statins. It's used to lower cholesterol. If you have been diagnosed with high cholesterol, it's also taken to prevent heart and blood vessel disease, heart attacks, and strokes. Your doctor may also prescribe rosuvastatin if you have diabetes, kidney disease, or a family history of rheumatoid arthritis or kidney disease. Rosuvastatin is available on prescription and tablet. So definitely this is a pretty common medication for, well, not that common, but it is. I've had to name it several times, but there's other, of course, if they're higher in the list, right? I have no idea why they would choose another statin over this one, but just know that if a person has diabetes, they are most likely to be prescribed a statin, and of course, if they had anything related to high cholesterol or anything with their heart, they are definitely getting prescribed a statin. Number 30. 30 is Pravastatin sodium, and this is Pravastatina sodica, and Pravachol is the brand name. I have never heard of Pravachol before in my life. Pravastatin, definitely. They never say Pravastatin sodium though. So Pravastatin is a prescription medication used to treat the symptoms of high cholesterol, to lower blood levels of bad cholesterol, low density lipoprotein or LDL, learn that, to increase levels of good cholesterol, high density lipoprotein or HDL, learn that too, and lower triglycerides, learn that one as well. Pravachol may be used alone or with other medications. Pravachol belongs to a class of drugs called lipid lowering agents, statins, HMG-CoA reductase inhibitors. I don't know what that is. It is not known if Pravachol is safe and effective in children younger than 8 years of age. So just like the other statin that I mentioned before, this is to lower the bad cholesterol and increase good cholesterol and lower triglycerides. So this has a very, very specific purpose, right? It's not just to lower cholesterol, it's to increase the good cholesterol, lower the bad, and lower the triglycerides. So that's a pretty specific use for that one. So now I know why they prescribe Pravastatin over other ones, right? Over statins. So let's get to number 31. We are getting to the end. So number 31 is Trazodone hydrochloride, and this is hidroclorato de Trazodone, brand name Desiree. I'm sorry, there it is, Desiree. And I've never heard of Desiree in my life. This medication is used to treat depression. It may also help improve your mood, appetite, and energy level, as well as decrease anxiety and insomnia related to depression. Trazodone works by helping to restore the balance of a certain natural chemical, serotonin, in the brain. You know, serotonin is used to control our emotions. So definitely Trazodone is a medication that will help to treat that depression by helping to balance serotonin in the brain, right? So this is one of the medications that may be prescribed for depression, Trazodone, and it is prescribed pretty often. All right, number 32 is tamsulosin hydrochloride, and the Spanish translation is clorhidrato de tamsulosina. The brand name is Flomax. Definitely I've had to interpret or tamsulosin, or name tamsulosin and Flomax both. By the way, I did not know it was tamsulosin. I thought it was tab with a B, tamsulosin. I've been saying it wrong all this time, but now I got schooled on it, right? So Flomax is a prescription medicine used to treat the symptoms of benign prostatic hyperplasia, enlarged prostate, bladder outlet obstruction, and kidney stones. Flomax may be used alone or with other medications. Flomax belongs to a class of drugs called alpha-1 blockers. And yes, definitely I've had to mention Flomax in all of those situations. The most common situation is enlarged prostate. Definitely when they have an enlarged prostate, I believe this is like the #1 go-to medication. And if they have an obstruction in the bladder or kidney stones, they usually give this in hopes of them being able to pass the obstruction or pass the stone, which could be an obstruction as well, right? But yeah, that's all that I have to say about this medication. Usually when they go and the doctor realizes that their prostate is enlarged, like, hey, would you like to try this medication? And for the most part, the people say yes, of course, right? If I had a large prostate, I would definitely say yes, give me some Flomax. All right, so that is going to be pretty much it for me today, guys. We have reached the end of this list, so Med-Wed is coming to an end. So please leave your questions. Well, I'll see you next Med-Wed, because it's not coming to an end. It's coming to an end today, but it'll still be here next Wednesday. Med-Wed, baby. All right, so please leave your questions or your comments, and I will answer some of them on the next session. Remember, if anything is time sensitive, leave it down there so I can get to it before my cue. I'll be here every Monday through Friday after work. And remember, we have a Patreon page. You can get all of that good stuff, all of the goodies for just $1, just $1. And this is the part where I tell you that we love all of our Patreons. We love everyone that has given bottles of coffee. We love all of our subs. We love all of our viewers, and we love you that is watching the end of this video. So thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe the video if you have not done so for much more content, and don't forget to share. Happy interpreting. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Unwind Sessions. Make sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows. And if you learned something new today, it'd be great if you left us a review. You can also visit us on patreon.com/interpretyourworld or visit our website, interpretyourworld.com. Unwind Sessions.
If you like this video, don't forget to smash that like button. Also, share this video with other beginner interpreters or anyone who can benefit from this information. Thank you all so much for all the support you guys have given us. This means the world to us. Don't forget, we also have social media. We have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. We also have an Instagram and the one I love the most, TikTok. We just recently got a Buy Me a Coffee, and also, if you guys didn't already know, we do have a Patreon account. If you guys would like to support us a little more, we'd love to have you guys over there. And as always, I will be posting all the links to these pages down below in the description box. Thanks for watching!